Welcome to Teaching Brewed. Today, we're going to be talking about a book that we've been reading, which is pretty interesting. It's called Classroom Management in the Digital Age.
Classroom Management in the Digital Age is authored by Heather Dowd and Patrick Green. Heather is a teacher, educational technology coach, science enthusiast, and learning, and she is based out of the United States right now, but she was a teacher in Singapore for many years. And her co-author, Patrick Green, is an educational technology coordinator and site director for the Global Online Academy for the Singapore American School. And you just brought up the idea of parents. What was the biggest challenge you guys had with parents?
Well, I think if you go back to Heather was talking about the different fears that teachers had, and so we did some of that with parents as well. And one of the top things that the parents will say is that they're uncomfortable with the idea that the school is putting the technology in the home. So in our case, we were sending laptops home every day with the students. And I would say getting people to come around on that idea was a challenge. First of all, in 2017, schools are not the people putting technology in the home. If you were to do a survey, it'd be interesting to see what you would get. I think 6 years ago, we did a survey, and 80% of our students already had a device that their parent had gotten them individually. They had their own non-shared device that was internet connected. So the school wasn't really doing that, but the parents still struggled with the idea that the student felt like it was theirs. And so one of the things we worked on was getting parents to understand that at school, the adults set the rules and the students use the device within those parameters. And at home, the parents set the rules and the students need to use the device within those parameters. And if they don't, you're the parent, you don't let them use the device. And so one of the things that one program that I've seen actually hands off the device to the parent and then allows the parent physically hand the device to the student when it's time to go home, so that the student's actually receiving it from the parent to kind of emphasize that message that no student gets to say, well, this is mine.
Right.
Well, it's your creative tool, yes, but the parameters for which you'll be using it within are set and guided by the adults in your life.
And we have on our, we mentioned this in the book, and on our book site, we have a link to the parent-student agreements for home, and it's really just the same form that we use with our sixth graders. And so when they get their laptop, before they're allowed to take it home, they have to have had a conversation with their parents. And fill out this form that we don't collect because it's about use at home, but we have them take a photo of themselves with their parent in the form as proof that, yes, we discussed this and we talked about it. And then and only then do they get to take their laptop home. So, we recommend that every year the parents are sitting down with their children and doing something like this, because it changes, right? As children get older, like the rules change. I mean, that's a natural thing that happens. And so we have a copy of that on our book site.
I still just feel like it's such an important thing to have your communication system set up with parents, to be reaching out to them, and to be promoting to parents the cool stuff you have kids doing, because parents didn't learn, or their version of school, right, was very different than what we're trying to do now in schools.
Yes.
And so sometimes they really don't understand why a student would have a device in their hands. So I really do believe in this idea of promoting what you're doing and what students are doing and what they're creating, so that parents can see they're learning how to write, and you learned how to write back when you were in school, but they're going beyond that, and they're learning how to turn that writing into a script, and they're storyboarding, and they're making multimedia project, and on and on, right? Like, so just being able to, whether students are sending home emails or you're communicating frequently with parents or whatever it is, getting them on your team to see the wonderful ways in which students are learning more than just content. They're learning these life skills, and they're learning to be creative and critical thinkers and all of this. I think whether the school takes it on or the individual classroom teachers take it on, it's something that needs to happen so that we can work with parents to work together to serve their children.
Yeah. And taking that one step further, this past year, for the first time, I actually did a Livecast parent meeting. So I needed to meet with 200 families. And according to our PTA rep, the best time for me to do it was first thing in the morning after all the kids had been dropped off. And I was totally fine with that. But in the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, but what about the parents who have to work? They're not going to be able to attend. So I set it up as a live cast and streamed it. And out of the 200 families, I had about 80 people watching the live stream.
Wow.
Fantastic.
So I was able to hit, and that was the first time our school had ever done anything like that. In fact, I actually used the ask for forgiveness, not permission method to see how it was going to work.
It works.
It works.
Yeah.
Yes. And I did. And it was funny because in the middle of the presentation, I looked up, and at the very back of the room, I had the secondary principal, the primary principal, and the director of the school standing there. So, and afterwards, there was a lot of positive feedback from the parents going, I never would have been able to attend this. It's so nice that I was able just to step into my office and close the door for 30 minutes and still be able to be a part of it. Because I also had, not only did we have the live cast going, but they were able to ask questions digitally as well and that I could address. So, yeah, I think that is really important.
It speaks to the power of using technology for communication and creation, right? What Patrick was saying, and then what you were just sharing, like that really, those really are two of the things that we can do in really powerful ways now. And I think communicating the things that our students are creating is just one of the best things that we can do as educators to show the power of technology.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. This has been a fantastic conversation with you guys.
Cool. I have one last question, and I think maybe Patrick is going to be able to answer this one. Patrick, has Amazon opened up in Singapore, and can we get our book through that yet?
That's a good question. The book is available on Amazon. I'm looking right now to see if it ships to Singapore. It does ship to Singapore. Amazon. So yeah, I would say I don't know of anyone who hasn't been able to get it on Amazon. Also, our Spanish translation is on Amazon as well.
Great. Is there a Chinese translation coming?
Wow. Is someone asking for it?
Actually, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Well, then we better get moving on that. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to talk to the publisher.
So, I said that I would find out for them if there would be a Chinese translation or not. So,
and for the listeners, your email, your website. What is your website address, just for the listeners? I think you mentioned you have a website that you can get onto.
Yep. So we have a Facebook page at CM Digital Age, and then cmdigitalage.com is our website. And on the website, we've got a book study guide. We've had a number of successful book studies going on this last summer. It was great to chime in and see what people were thinking on Twitter. We've also got our downloadable posters there if you're looking for inspiration for your own marketing campaign, or just use ours. And then we've also got some resources for parents, as Heather mentioned, the parent-student agreements for home, and our laptop bootcamp lessons and resources, and all of that is at cmdigitalage.com.
And on Twitter, the hashtag that we've been using is hashtag CMDigitalAge. And we've had quite a few teachers this summer doing book studies together as a group using the hashtag. So that's been fantastic.
Wonderful. Absolutely amazing. All right, cool.
Cool. And we'll link to a bunch of that stuff from our teachingbrewed.com.
Fantastic.
Great.
Yeah. Well, this has been great, guys. Thanks so much for having us today.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
And thanks for joining us. We may be breaking this one up and do a few different podcasts. But yeah, no, this has been fantastic. Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
All right.
Yeah,
You too.
thanks. You too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Congratulations on making it to the end. The interview that we've had with Patrick and Heather. We hope you've gained a lot from it. And please continue listening to future podcasts.